All right, ebusuafo ya mamu na makwaba eba Ghana Politics Avenue, GH Politics Avenue. Hana upe all the trending political stories in Ghana onsa betumi akan na ebusuane nsemo edi brami ye mu ohwam na ekoyi pa yensembe upe all the trending political stories in Ghana none other channel than GH Politics Avenue. Patrana nsemo edi brami ni ti eni enche bia na President John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, at the State of the Nation address go to our Parliament. Now this answer me go to our Parliament that Tuesday and parliamentarians share so omo di anobabaye omo debate about nsema omampani at the to State of the Nation address. Na we na aban kasamafo government spokesperson Yewura Honorable Felix Fosukwakye outside MP for Asebu Kwaman kese edin sembe tuda na ochirema aban age afrizi 1.5 billion assets former appointees no omo ejapade ene omo nyoma aban de omo nsa so weti 1.5 billion Ghana cedis na se omo cars omo fie omo asase omo nyoma omo properties omo wo asset omo wo weti 1.5 billion Ghana cedis ena aban de omo nsa atoso ma fruzi orange hwemu no omdo musa atoso a yenya nja ma omo amuntimi enyusu na osawie mo osachese na 600 million Ghana cedis ana aban sa aka nso obi wo a o chine na bi oyewie so de enye hwe mamintwe sika no mamo na bi na ka yewie na ese de yenya anye tene mamfa aban sika ma no enu so 600 million ana afesu a amanfo awie free aban esikam ana omaje ana afesu over 200 cases ana wo court aban edi enti samanfo kasa aban nya hwefa ora na ebuslimka na amanfo nim de ekoso na say na effort on the ground mama yenko tie no abroad this answer me tudwa wo Parliament Ghana Police Avenue so be like obe subscribe na abo notification but me yenko tie Felix Fosukwakye onabo abroad this answer me tudwa wo Parliament eba de do obi an ye de bemam.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You are speaking for 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for your generosity. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by commending His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama highly for presenting a message of hope on the state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, the President demonstrated that indeed he is up to the task and that the men and women who he has elected to help him manage the affairs of the country are up to the task. And the results have been telling. Mr. Speaker, prior to becoming president, even the unborn knew that the biggest problem of this country was our economy, which had been pulverized and destroyed by the government that we succeeded. Through hard work, grit, and consistency, today, like Lazarus, the Ghanaian economy has woken from the dead.
Yes.
Like the phoenix, the Ghanaian economy has risen from the ashes of collapse. And this has happened because of prudent economic management. Without touting their credentials to the highest heavens, the men and women in charge of running this economy, the likes of the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasia Latufosin, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, and all the hard-working people who contribute to the running of this economy, have demonstrated capacity to deliver. Mr. Speaker, the Ghanaian economy was bedeviled by three enemies. The first was unsustainable debt, which, as the President rightly put it, shackled us and made us sink to the depths of the ocean. Mr. Speaker, today, our debt is far more manageable than before. 82 billion Ghana cedis of our debt has been chopped off through the prudent management of this government. Mr. Speaker, the second enemy of the Ghanaian economy was inflation. Mr. Speaker, inflation ate away at the disposable income of the people of Ghana. It made it difficult for the people of Ghana to retain value in the money they had. Whatever little was left in their pockets was dissipated on rising prices, which on a daily basis went beyond their means. Their purchasing power was seriously depleted. Through hard work, effective strategy, and prudent measures, today inflation is under control and is at a measly 3.8% from the highs of 23% Mr. Speaker, at some point, it was even at 54%. Today, inflation has reduced. And Mr. Speaker, it has not reduced on paper, as claimed by my good friend on the other side. Mr. Speaker, every honest assessment of the situation would show that the prices of thousands of goods and items on the markets have reduced. Mr. Speaker, basic items that we purchase, like rice, like margarine, like gari, like kokonte, like oats, like oil, like yam, like palm fruits, like meat, chicken, key soap, Dettol, and all the thousands of items that we can list have reduced in prices. This is because inflation has been brought under control. The rate at which inflation used to rise is much lower now. At 3.8%, it meant, Mr. Speaker, that compared to the same period in January 2024, the rate at which prices of goods and services are rising is 3.8%. Mr. Speaker, this is far better news for the Ghanaian than they have ever had under the entire duration of the reign of the NPP. Mr. Speaker, the third enemy of the Ghanaian economy was rapid exchange rate depreciation. Mr. Speaker, the previous government paid the exchange rate at 4 cedis to $1. By the time they left it, it hovered around 16 cedis on the forex market. Today, this meant, Mr. Speaker, that imported items kept on rising. The exchange rate became the handmaiden of inflation, because that was essentially what was fueling inflation. Through consistent efforts and ingenious policies, today the exchange rate is under control. The Ghana cedi recorded its steepest climb against the US dollar. It made a gain of 40.7%, which has not been recorded in living Ghanaian memory. Mr. Speaker, this did not happen by chance. It was through the gold board arrangement, which ensures that we are able to export significant quantities of gold and bring into this country foreign exchange, which is then made available to those who need it. And for that reason, our currency has remained stable. Mr. Speaker, the impact of this is that Ghanaians breathe much easier now than they did under the NPP. The cost of living is lower now than it was under the NPP. Any claim by our colleagues on the other side that things are more difficult today than they were previously simply cannot be sustained on the basis of facts. Mr. Speaker, the Trade Committee of this House has a report in which they acknowledge the reduction in prices of thousands of items on the market. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by correcting some distortions that have arisen in the wake of the President's delivery. We note that our colleagues go about saying that the President has said that we distributed 720 beds to about 13,500 people. Mr. Speaker, that could only have been a slip of tongue, because the script as is available shows that it was 720,000 beds that the President meant. Indeed, long before the President came to this House, the Minister of Agric had appeared on the Government Accountability Series, which I hosted, and he had put this figure out. So it is a matter of public record, and it has never been in debate. Mr. Speaker, no serious analyst analyzing the state of the country will waste even a second on a slip of tongue. No serious analyst does that. Mr. Speaker, it has also been claimed that the President said that IOCO has recovered 600 million Ghana cedis from Operation Recover or Loot. Mr. Speaker, that is not accurate. The President never made reference to oral in respect of the 600 million Ghana cedis. IOCO has existed long before the coming into force of oral. They do routine investigations of economic crimes. In 2025, they investigated about 462 cases involving money laundering, cybercrime, carjacking, and what have you. It was the proceeds of those that the President reported as 600 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, in respect of oral, unless and until persons who are under investigation or before court have been convicted, you cannot recover anything from them. The most that can be done is that their assets can be frozen. And as far as that goes, Mr. Speaker, I can report to you that 1.5 billion Ghana cedis in assets have been frozen by people undergoing investigations and those before court. And they include those who are involved in the 280 oral cases that are currently being looked into. So let the records be set straight and let people refrain from deliberately distorting the facts that the president put out this day. Mr. Speaker, I must also indicate that whereas it is regrettable that some of our citizens have had to suffer death when doing business across our borders, it is not proper to attribute same to the government of Ghana. The government of Ghana does not control the territory of Burkina Faso, and therefore is simply unable to bear responsibility for what happens in another country. If it was the case that these killings happened in Ghanaian territory, then the government of Ghana could be faulted. But how can we possibly take responsibility for what has happened in another sovereign country? I think that we need to be fair to the facts, we need to be accurate, and refrain from mischievous commentary when we know what the truth is. Mr. Speaker, in respect of our brothers who were attacked on the high seas in Ghana, the Ghanaian government acted with alacrity. All the 71 or so people who were involved in that fracas were rescued and brought to safety. That is a mark of a government that is responsible, that is responsive, and an armed forces that is up to the task. And therefore, again, I urge my colleague on the other side to refrain from this sort of mischief. It does not help our cause. Indeed, had they, in those 8 years, been able to procure fit-for-purpose equipment, we would not have had the situation where our armed forces did not have the requisite equipment to respond effectively to crises like that. But thank God President Mama is heading the saddle, and he is making colossal investments to ensure that we procure the needed equipment. I am happy that he has indicated their readiness to support government to procure those items. The relevant agreements will come to this house, just as the agreements to purchase the helicopters and the aircraft came to this house and they were passed. So my brother can look forward to similar agreements to help with too. President Mama will undertake the single largest retooling of Ghana's armed forces in history, and therefore he is prepared to protect the country, defend our territorial integrity, whether by air, by sea, or by land, and he will keep the people of Ghana safe. That is a solemn promise that he has made to all of us. Mr. Speaker, finally on oral, the president said that indeed he is committed to ensuring that everybody who has squandered Ghanaian funds illegally accounts for same, and that is what.
Honourable Member, your time is up. Honourable Member, I will proceed to give the floor to Honourable Onyina Achampong. You are speaking for.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For 5 minutes.
For giving me the opportunity to contribute to this ongoing debate on the State of the Nation address presented to us by the Excellency the President. Mr. Speaker, before the advent of the President to this chamber to deliver this address, I was highly expectant. I was thinking that the President will come and possibly announce measures that will bring some form of relief to Ghanaians. However, this address turned to be a lot of lamentations, self-glorification, manifesto reading exercise, and most importantly, a rehash of their failed and unfulfilled promises. Mr. Speaker, this government seemed to be so fixated on the macroeconomic indicators, such as inflation and the cedi appreciation, more to the extent that it has gone completely oblivious of the hardships, that untold hardships, that an artificially stimulated indicator brings to fore and brings to bear on Ghanaians. The Speaker, they injected $10 billion of our hard-earned money just to stabilize the currency. Mr. Speaker, to put this into context, this $10 billion is the entire budget for their flagship program, the Big Push, for 4 years. But they injected this $10 billion just in 1 year, just to make them look good. Mr. Speaker, when the cedi is artificially stimulated, there is lack of export competitiveness, because the cedi is stronger and our exports become, the cost of our exports become very high. So it disincentivizes exporters, and the people who are outside getting our exports are not ready to buy from us. Mr. Speaker, it also encourages imports, which is why, Mr. Speaker, Cocoa farmers are crying, maize farmers are crying, because a lot of people are importing maize. Rice farmers are crying, beans farmers are crying, tomato traders are crying, and cashew farmers are crying, because this government has chosen to artificially pep up the cedi at the detriment of its own farmers. Mr. Speaker, the president told us that he has, in the past, since 2025, created 1 million jobs. This is a different statistical data from what the Ghana Statistical Service is giving us. Mr. Speaker, just to assume, without admitting that this is true, because he's our president, and we know he will not willingly mislead this House. Let's say 1 million jobs is true. Mr. Speaker, 1 million divided by 276 constituencies is averagely more than 3,600 jobs per constituency. So I ask myself, I ask this majority side, can everybody substantiate that they've been able to provide 3,600 jobs to their constituents? If that is yes, this minority side, we have not received anything. The Statistical Service gives us that we have over 14 million workforce and 13% of them are unemployed, leaving it to 1.8 million people who are unemployed. So if in the past 2025, this government has provided 1 million jobs, it means that out of the 1.8 million jobs, we are left with only 800,000 jobs to secure. Meaning, for every 10 people who were previously unemployed, 5 to 6 people have been employed. So I throw it to Ghanaians, the various people in the constituencies, the teeming youth who are in the constituencies. Have you been employed? The president is saying he has created 1 million jobs. Have you been employed? The truth of the matter is that 24-hour economy is not working. It's not working. Nurses have not been recruited. Teachers have not been recruited. Mr. Speaker, to end, the true state of the economy is that farmers are crying. Teachers and doctors and nurses have not been recruited. They are suffering under the rising cost or the rising living cost. Unemployment is up. Electricity bills are up. Water bill is up. Transport fares are up. Imports are up. Cocoa prices are down, maize farmers are down, cashew farmers are down. Growing uncertainty among farmers and exporters, Mr. Speaker. Ghanaians are really feeling the negative effects of this government. In fact, this is the true state of the nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, before coming to the third person from each side, permit me to take 5 minutes suspension. The House is accordingly suspended for 5 minutes.
Alright, ebusuya da munina ma sese madebre na mudeti yesi dem dika kan na Ghana Politics Avenue. Open all the trending political stories in Ghana. Eya na onsa ebe kano political stories e ko twi ko breman. Open na eya na onsa betumi akabi. Na next story de bedu mi ye honorable Felix Ofosuku achin sema o da betudwa e wo State of the Nation address debate wo parliament yi. Uhun ni say. And then the Gaba channel so that remember subscribe to channel no, subscribe to channel no, subscribe button na do sabo so. Now have notification adoma na or notification bell no do sabo say be ya. Video any video afu bia en sabe kan ba be sumu bia no sabe tima kan entem. No hu de ekos wo Ghana amanyo semu any democracy practice no Ghana. Have video e bedu mi wani ji wan wada remember so obe like it. O like e chese wani ji won wa share ama afoforo so anya bi ama adofo unua wadamfo unua abusuya obia udonu bia no site market no so ntumi hu de ekos wo Ghana amanyo semu. Now the comment section let us know what you think about this video. Na yin sa so e wo comment section in our own small we yen contribute to Ghana politics ni democracy no enkoso nye pepepe yo Cedis pen. I Ghana Politics Avenue. E da masema de bre na mati ya kramu na mbaba.